Hello and welcome to Realm's Edge Gaming. In this episode we were going to take a look at one of the articles that just dropped today on the Warhammer community website, and it was titled The Future of Warhammer Underworlds, and it was focusing on the next part of the expansion, the third part, Direchasm. And it says, with Direchasm about to kick off a new season of Warhammer Underworlds, there's plenty to be excited about. Today we're sharing a look at what the next few months hold for the ultimate competitive miniatures game. We're delighted to be able to share the roadmap for Warhammer Underworlds releases for the next 6 months of 2021. Here it is in all its glory. So we've got here the Chaos ones that were kind of revealed in the Decadence and Decay preview. We've got here the Seraphon Warband, and then we've got the kind of unknown ones coming up in March, April, May and June, and we're going to talk a little bit more about that once we finish the article. So it said, we can't wait to tell you about these incredible new warbands, and we're going to be doing it in a regular series of articles. So on the last Friday of every month we'll have the revamped Cataphrane Chronicle. In each instalment, the minds behind Warhammer Underworlds will talk through some of the design choices for the game. It's a fantastic behind-the-scenes look for any fan. Then on the first Friday of the month, we'll have a new Visions of Glory column, which will give you a look ahead at forthcoming releases, including models, cards, and new mechanics. So, this was Kagura's Ravagers, which were revealed, as I said before, as part of the Decadence and Decay preview. And it just kind of goes into a bit more information. How two sisters lead the warband. We've got Kagura the Usurper, honing her skills on the battlefield, and Zarsha Bittersoul, who's poring over arcane scrolls and forbidden tomes. So, but that doesn't mean that she can't take control over the Ravagers should anything happen to Kagura. And here it gives us one of the War Scroll cards. Power reclaimed. Kagura was weak, and the gods abandoned her. They will not find me wanting. Zarsha Bittersoul. So you can play this if your leader is out of action. The friendly Zarsha is a leader, has +1 wounds and is now a +1 wizard level. This effect persists until that fighter is taken out of action. It's restricted to Zarsha, but what a great card to have to give a bit more kind of diversity and stability to that warband. It says here we'll be taking a closer look at the rest of the cards in the set as we get nearer to their release in January. In the meantime, let's take a sneak peek at another of the fighters from the Starblood Stalkers. So we'd originally already seen the Chameleon Skink. I think it was part of the Gridiron preview, and that model was fantastic. But here we've got one of the Skink Priests, and it is a lovely looking model. I really like the detail on the base, the pose, and the kind of orb it's holding there. It was one of the rumour engines before, where it had the kind of serpent staff here with the kind of jewel or gem in its mouth, and you could kind of see some of the feathers in the background. When everyone saw that rumour engine, they all knew straight away Seraphon. I know there was talk of it could be, something else kind of as a base detail on another model, but I think the general consensus on the kind of forums and on the Warhammer community page and Facebook pages was that it was Seraphon. This is kind of very reminiscent of the design on the Realm Shaper engine, and we've seen that it looks kind of like the jewel or gem in the centre of the Astrolith bearer. So I think a lot of people were kind of predicting that it was one of the Warhammer Underworlds warbands, and it's kind of been slowly teased to us. We've already had the Chameleon Skink, and now we've got the Priest here. And it goes on to say, we won't say much more about Kixi Taka right now, but that mysterious sphere in their left hand could have major ramifications for Direchasm. So I can't wait to see what those major ramifications are going to be. Or, for that matter, the rest of the warband, because based on the two miniatures that we've seen, they look absolutely phenomenal. I think I've mentioned it in previous videos how disappointed I was that the Seraphon never ended up with that many models for their kind of re-release. We got the Realm Shaper engine, but really, along with the Battle Tome and the War Scroll cards, that was pretty much it. And I was really, really hoping that we would have endless spells, and new models, because as I mentioned previously, some of the old sculpts are looking a little bit dated, to say the least. But this model, if anything's to go off, looks amazing, and I can't wait to kind of add this new unit to my Seraphon army, just to kind of update it a bit and give it a bit more of that 2021 kind of design feel, because the quality of the miniatures that the team are producing at the moment are really amazing. Right, what I would like to do is just go back to that roadmap and talk a little bit about this, because this was really, really interesting. I really like how the Warhammer community team are seeming to do this more with their kind of gaming systems. I remember when I first started getting into the hobby, the kind of first thing you'd hear about a release was in White Dwarf, when it was, you know, kind of published monthly, and you'd literally hear about it as it was being released. It's so much better nowadays with the kind of Warhammer community team sharing kind of a roadmap, or kind of giving a bit more teasers leading up to releases. I definitely think it builds excitement, hype, and gets people interested, and it's really quality what they're pumping out at the moment. So in January 2021 we have the kind of Slaves to Darkness Warband being released, and then we've got the symbol there, the Chaos Star. Then moving on to February, we've got the Seraphon Warband there, and we've got the Chameleon Skink, and we've seen the Star Priest there. What were they called again? They were called the Starblood Stalkers. And this is where it gets interesting. For March, I have no idea what that symbol is representing, or for that matter, the model that is in kind of silhouette. I really am not sure. It looks kind of bat-like. I know that the kind of symbols have got symmetry, so I don't know whether it's something that's kind of been mirrored. I'm really unsure about what that could be. It looks kind of, I guess, soul blighty, kind of vampiric, bat-like, but I guess time will tell with that one. I'd love to hear what you think it could be. April as well is another kind of uncertainty. I did think perhaps Bone Splitters. You can see something that kind of resembles a bone, or maybe something kind of spider fang. These look kind of like spider's mandibles. We've also got that green background, which makes me think of kind of like Gloomspite Gits, Oryx, that kind of a way. But if I'm honest, I don't think the colour probably is too much of a hint. I think it's probably me just reading too much into it. I think more that likely the symbol is suggesting something towards the Bone Splitters. Then we've got May. I'm fairly confident that this will be your Ossiarch Bone Reapers. On quite a few of the models, you can see that kind of gem, or kind of... I must admit I don't play Ossiarch Bone Reapers, so I don't know if it has got kind of significance. It looks like a kind of gem or a stone. And one of the rumour engines that we've had recently, where it was kind of like a scythe or an axe, definitely had that kind of iconography on it. And then in June we have got the Ideneth, and I'm just hoping that crab claw that we've had as a rumour engine isn't from the Ideneth, and we'll see it as that kind of Vampire Coast Wraith Fleet faction. There was some suggestion that is what this was for March, but I don't know. I can't see it. I really don't know how that would look kind of vampire-ish. I would have expected to see something kind of like the Corsair symbol, and you've got the octopus, something more like that. I'm not really sure what the significance of that symbol is, or this one, but I would love to hear what you think. Are you excited about Direchasm and the new Warhammer Underworlds system, or are you more interested in the models? If I'm honest, from my perspective, I have to say that I am more interested in the models. I don't play Direchasm or Warhammer Underworlds, but I have definitely bought some of the kind of little units, the little warbands, just as painting projects, and who knows, that might kind of act as a gateway into collecting a whole army if they do bring out some crackers, because I honestly cannot wait for the Kagura's Ravagers there, or the Starblood Stalkers there, because they look phenomenal already. So please drop a comment below, tell me what you think. I'd love to get your opinion on March and April especially, and if you could subscribe to the channel too, that would be amazing. But for now, we'll have to wait and see what the future brings. I have to say, as a final point, I do think whatever marches will be a whole army. I don't think it will be like the Kanothi when they just brought out the kind of Warband and that was it. I do think, because March is normally when they release their kind of whole new army, I do think it will tie in with that. But who knows, I could be wrong. Right, thank you very much for your time and coming to listen and join me with this. I'm very excited and hope you are too. See you soon. Bye.